God, I feel like Trisha Paytas sitting on my kitchen floor. Hey besties, and welcome back to another Sustainability Sunday, where on Sundays, I teach you how to live life a little bit more sustainably without hugely affecting your way of life or your budget. Today, we are still in my kitchen, but on the kitchen floor because it is really, really hot. And I'm very lightheaded, so I'm not going to be standing for filming. SSRI girlies unite. We don't do well in the heat. If you've spent any amount of time in sustainability TikTok or any online sustainability space, I'm sure that you've heard it plenty of times. DIY is better, DIY is better, do everything yourself. Look, I love DIYs as much as the next girly. I do DIYs all the time. DIYs can be an amazing sustainability tool, but it can also be really, really anti-sustainability. Homemade is a method, sustainability is an outcome. Sometimes they overlap, most of the time they don't. So first, I already covered this in my last Sustainability Sunday, but buying supplies. My last one was about hobbies. I'm not gonna touch on that again. You can watch that video if you'd like. But going out and buying supplies for a DIY is still consuming and sometimes over-consuming. Most of the time over-consuming, if I'm being honest. A lot of things that you buy for the DIYs, you'll never use again. It just goes to waste. It's one thing if you're making your own laundry detergent or soap or any beauty product because you don't trust the ingredients in it and you want to know that it's pure and natural. That's one thing. I'm not gonna bash you for that. But if you're just doing that because you think it's more sustainable, oh honey, do you have something else coming to you? You're consuming just as much, if not more, by DIYing these products. For example, you have to measure something out. Okay, most of these you're not gonna use the same measuring cup that you put food in. So you need new measuring cups, you need new funnels, you need to buy whatever jars these things go in, even though you know how I am about recycling jars. Do I need to pull out my garlic jar with my straws in it again? Because I will. You're still consuming. Yes, you may actually use the product and use it all the time, but you're still consuming. Don't think you're not. And then one that was all over my FYP, homemade laundry detergent. Everyone was doing that for a while. It calls for soap, borax, and washing soap. Do you know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like soap on soap on soap. Oh, but soap is how you clean. That's how you clean you. Soap could be used to clean clothes if you were hand washing them, but not in washing machines. Washing machines are designed for laundry detergent. Washing machines are not designed to have soap in them. They work completely differently. You think that you're being more sustainable by making your own detergent, but the machine can't get the soap out of them, so you have to run the machine again and again and again. And over time, using soap constantly damages the machine, so you have to replace your washer even sooner. I'm not against making detergent at home. I know some people make their own detergent because they want to know exactly what goes into their detergent. And I'm not going to knock you for that. It's a good idea to know what goes into the products that you're using, but you don't know how your skin is going to react either. I have eczema. The amount of detergents that give me real bad eczema flare-ups, quite literally, the only one that I can use and not have a reaction is the Tide free of everything. So keep that in mind for my sensitive skin girly pops out there, that homemade detergent might not be the best idea because there's a good chance that if you have eczema, it can irritate it. Speaking of homemade laundry detergent, homemade cleaners. Now I have a whole video talking about all of my more sustainable cleaning options, but it's not always the way to go. And I'm pretty sure I addressed that in my other video too. I love me some vinegar. I love me some vodka for cleaning, but if my husband is cooking raw chicken, that's not what I'm gonna bust out to clean. Also the bathroom, will not. The bathroom, I will use disposable products. I'll be using Clorox, Lysol, what have you. Whatever you use to clean the bathroom, do not use elsewhere. Say that you want to just use vinegar to clean. Again, I love vinegar to clean. I use it all the time. Literally, if you open my fridge, half the time it smells like vinegar because that's what I use to clean the inside of my fridge. But do you have marble countertops? No, they're granite, but they look like marble? Either one of them, any type of stone, do not use vinegar on it. It will damage it. I've seen so many times people online complaining, I used XYZ homemade concoction to clean this and now it's ruined. A lot of things can't be cleaned with vinegar. A lot of things can. Just do your research. DIYing your cleaner is not always the most sustainable option. I rely heavily on Dawn because if it's good enough for the ducks, it's good enough for me. Also, a lot of the times, these recipes for these DIY cleaners don't give you accurate measurements. It'll say 1 part ingredient A to 2 parts ingredient B. Do you have a scale? Are you going to be measuring it out? Because if not, how do you know that you got it right? Listen, this is going to sound wild coming from me. I know this is going to sound wild coming from me. You're going to think I am lying by saying this, but sometimes saving your jars is not sustainable. Let me explain, because you'll know how I am about saving my jars. Like, I genuinely think that's the easiest sustainability hack that you can do. But if you decide to keep them to DIY, to upcycle, I've literally seen some people take jars and put battery operated fairy lights in them and use them as cute little lights and room decor. Adorable. But if you're saving everything for that and you're not actually getting around to the project, you're just holding on to them, how is that sustainable? I'm big on saving things instead of them going to the landfill. You know me. I tell you that in every single video. But you don't need to turn everything into a planter or wall art or some type of craft. Speaking of crafts, I'm very lightly going to touch on this because, hi, watch my last Sustainability Sunday. Crafting as a hobby can be so very not sustainable and so overconsumption based. You get into one tiny little craft and all of a sudden it's, I need a sewing machine and I need a Cricut and I need every color of vinyl and every different type of vinyl. Next thing you know, you're making resin crafts. All of a sudden you buy all of this, and then are you actually getting around to these crafts? Probably not, right? Social media fully romanticizes crafts and DIYs. You've seen it, the 5-minute crafts. All the different DIY channels have been around for how long now? People love them. And don't get me started on social media's supposed sustainable minimalist homes. I've talked about those before. They're not real. I don't believe that any mom of 3 has a perfectly organized pantry ever. I'm sorry, social media is not real. You see the good. You don't see getting irritated in the middle of a DIY to the point that you fully give up on it. You don't see getting angry, because I know I've gotten angry at so many DIYs. You don't see hurting yourself or wasted supplies or the rage when you just barely don't have enough of something. That happened to me with peel and stick wallpaper. I literally had about 2 inches left to cover and I ran out. When is DIY sustainable? If you repair something, if you have clothes that rip and you sew it back together. I've seen people take basic denim jackets and sew on flannel onto the back or an old graphic t-shirt onto the back. Very, very cute. And it can take something that you're not going to wear and make you want to wear it again. If it's a DIY to extend the life of an item, yeah, there's one DIY I really want to do that I think is a lot more sustainable and more budget friendly. I have a soda stream. A lot of people just buy a giant cylinder of CO2 as opposed to the small soda stream ones. It involves some type of kit to convert it, but it saves money and you're not going through canisters the way that you do with the normal soda stream canisters. If you're doing a DIY with things that you already have, or if you're replacing something that you're constantly purchasing, or my personal favorite, if you know what you want, and it doesn't exist. There was a piece of art that I wanted for my living room. I knew exactly what I wanted, and it didn't exist. So you know what I did? I went to Savers. I found a frame that was the right size. I found the book that I wanted to use for this for 99 cents, and I ripped the pages out, and I Mod Podged them into the frame, and then I painted the quote that I wanted on the frame, and it's perfect. It's beautiful. It's exactly what I dreamed of. It's something that didn't exist, but I knew I wanted it, so I created it. If I hadn't done that, that frame might not have gotten purchased and might have ended up in a landfill. That book might not have gotten purchased and might have ended up in a landfill. And I might have bought a different piece of art that I didn't like as much, and I would keep replacing it because I didn't actually like it. Genuinely, I think that was way more sustainable. I had so many mini picture frames from my wedding, and you know what we're doing? We're putting magnets on the back of them to turn them into magnets. I upcycled plenty of things with peel and stick wallpaper. I'm not going to act like that was necessary or technically sustainable, but I took something that no one really liked how it looked, and I made it look nice. And to me, that is more sustainable because I'm going to be honest, nobody wants something that's covered in dings and scratches and marks. So I covered it in peel and stick wallpaper. Doing DIYs with things that you already have, not wasteful, perfect. But going out and buying everything, not always the most sustainable choice. Again, I know I look like a hypocrite because I've done plenty of DIYs. And finally, my last point, your time is valuable. Don't forget that. We only have a limited amount of time on this earth. The earth only has a limited amount of time with the rate that everyone's going, but it is what it is. I'm not a mom, but I have a very needy cat and I have a husband, and a lot of the time I want to spend my time with them. I could spend 2 hours DIYing cleaning products, or while I'm already out shopping, I can grab a bottle of Dawn. I'm already at the grocery store. I walk over 1 aisle. It's what, 30 seconds out of my day versus an hour plus? That's a no-brainer to me. Time is valuable. Don't forget that. There's a balance. Again, the entire point of this series is without hugely changing your way of life. You need to still enjoy life. There still has to be a balance. Yeah, I do plenty of DIYs so my apartment looks prettier, so that I'm happier being here. But I do them in a way that I intentionally avoid causing excess waste. I have a really ugly lamp. It is a puke green color. I have spray paint to paint it black. It'll look prettier, and I'm very excited to not have puke green lamps anymore. Is it necessary? No. Is it technically wasteful to buy spray paint just to paint these lamps? I didn't buy it. My mother-in-law had this spray paint at her house. So this, not wasteful. You still need to enjoy life. And if doing around the house DIYs or arts and crafts DIYs brings you joy, okay. But don't think that you need to DIY every single thing in your life because it's more sustainable. Because it's not. I'm not judging you if you do them, but you don't need to. It's not that big of a deal in the sustainability world. Also, I could throw in the ableism part again because so much of our culture in general is filled with ableism, but I will never stop talking if I go on that tangent, which I've already gone on many times. I'll be honest, I don't think that the sustainability community was trying to mislead us by saying that we should do all these DIYs and that they're better. I think they genuinely had good intentions. It just doesn't work that well in practice. And again, nothing against you for doing them if you like doing them. If you would much rather make your own laundry detergent, go for it, but don't just do it because you think that it's more sustainable. Don't feel like you are obligated to do it because it's more sustainable, because it's not. Sometimes DIYing things can be the right answer and can be a good idea. Like I use vinegar to clean my fridge, like I said, but sometimes it's not. Like if my husband gets raw chicken juice on the counter, I'm not using vinegar to clean it, I am using disinfectant. But at the end of the day, regardless of your stance on it, the single most sustainable thing is to use what you already have. That's literally as simple as it gets, just use what you have. If there's something that you do need, shop secondhand for it. Check your local Buy Nothing group or shop secondhand. All right, besties, let me know in the comments, are you a DIYer? Do you DIY because you think it's more sustainable, or do you do it because it's fun? I like to create things that I want and don't exist, but I'm not going to cause excess waste to do it. And I feel like that's the way to do it sustainably. But let me know about your experience with it. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe. I put out new videos every Sunday, Wednesday, and then alternating Mondays and Fridays. Sundays are sustainability Sundays, so if this is the content that you like, come back on Sundays. We have a good time. I did fall off for a little bit, but I'm back. Also, make sure to hit the bell, otherwise YouTube will never tell you when to post new videos. It's a little bit broken like that. Make sure to give the video a like. It really does help boost my small channel in the algorithm a lot more than you would think it does. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.
I know what I like, baby, I like you. Miss American Pie with the high